Shia LaBeouf's therapist, obviously, and I'm not really going to even look into that, but I feel like this probably was, him kind of dealing with the issues that he has. Drive-by movies, you're watching
Fresh Releases.
My name's Blaze.
And I am James.
This week, we're talking Honey Boy, directed by Alma Har'el, written by Shia LaBeouf, starring Lucas Hedges and Noah Jupe.
How do you think it feels to have my son paying me? How do you think that feels?
You wouldn't be here if I didn't pay you.
Well, one important thing, this is based on true events.
Yeah. I think that honestly, it adds to it, but at the same time, it does make the film somewhat hard to watch because this is like...
It's someone that you knew and grew up with. Yeah, I feel like my friend.
I didn't watch him as I was like growing up. I actually came to like him like from his movies.
I don't think the trailer advertises based on the true events of.
No.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, I think that's
the film advertises it throughout the entirety of the film.
True, very true. Yeah,
because it has so many similar like things that are happening in the film. Like they don't talk about Even Stevens or mention it all, but there's very clearly that is the what's going on. And there's a TV movie that they talk about, and there's so many things that are just very similar to real life. The incident in which he was arrested after that play is in the opening sequence of this film. This is Shia LaBeouf's life, and he did write this movie.
And I think we all remember like the TMZ articles or videos of him like yelling, and like I thought Lucas Hedges captured like literally what we saw in those videos pretty well. And stuff.
Lucas Hedges is a great actor. I think that just goes unsaid. He killed it in Manchester by the Sea, which is one of his first films that he really got notoriety for.
For a while, he was like, what's it called? We were like seeing so many movies where he was like the star of it, and it was never like on purpose. It's just like, oh, this kid's in everything right now.
Lady Bird as well.
Right.
Yeah, but he is in this film. He does a great job. But I think really the main thing that like drives this movie is Shia LaBeouf's performance as well as Noah Jupe's performance. They're in the entirety of the movie. So is Lucas Hedges.
I'd say
he's a little bit more
yeah.
dialed back.
Yeah.
But they just really, they're really well done. Their acting is incredible. Some of the scenes are very hard to watch because of how, emotional that relationship was.
And claustrophobic too, also.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, of course, every scene that they're in is really at that hotel that they grew up in, or that Shia LaBeouf grew up in. But those scenes are the most intense. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say I do love the movie. My only gripe is, I'll just get rid of the gripe right now, is just there's not really like a beginning, middle, and end. It's kind of just a constant flow, and then it just kind of ends. Like there's somewhat of a resolution at the end, but just like I felt like there wasn't a true beginning, middle, and end. It was just mainly just drama, then it ends and stuff.
I'm not Shia LaBeouf's therapist, obviously, and I'm not really going to even look into that, but I feel like this probably was, him kind of dealing with the issues that he has. I mean, if this is as close to real life as it may seem, like you said, the movie doesn't make this point, and I haven't really looked into any of his interviews to find out if he talks, in depth about that. But it just, after watching the movie, you kind of feel like this is how he decided to, move on from the situation and really look back at his life.
And also, like it almost makes you like empathize, like some of those ways, because I always thought, like, why is he always like overreacting in these videos and stuff? But like, just if that's where you grew up around, and you don't think it's unnormal because that's just all you know, essentially. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about and stuff. And it's just interesting to see, like, maybe this like was probably just like a memoir, that he wrote within therapy. Yeah, like you said, we're not his therapist. Like, that could not be the case whatsoever. But I mean, it feels like it, just because that's what the movie is really about, him trying to locate like where things like started seeming off at the beginning of his life.
Definitely. I think for me, I enjoyed it because it was very well shot. I think that obviously, and the editing between the two storylines that you have going on kind of working in tandem, but also especially the sense of magical realism that was in Lucas Hedges' story.
Right.
Because it kind of interweaves with the earlier part of Otis's life where you have, him and his father, and then you have Lucas said, just kind of wandering through that reality while still being connected in his own. It's very dreamlike. It gives it this really artistic kind of David Lynchian feel, and that was enjoyable because it wasn't anything that was, you know, as scary as the actual PTSD kind of moments in this film between Shia LaBeouf's character and the young Otis.
Yeah.
But I think it was so well shot. There was a lot going on, but at the same time, it does feel like a very minimalist film.
I mean, yeah, well, like you said, what carries this movie over is the acting. Then, yeah, the cinematography, I think, makes the movie flow very nicely. Another movie also, The Endless that we reviewed a couple weeks back, just like where the editing was top notch to where like I liked the back and forth. Like it never feels like out of place. You know what the time period is, like it going back into these flashbacks and stuff. Like it made the movie flow very nicely. It's a very short 80 minutes, never felt too long, never felt too short. It was just right, I'd say. And like I said, like there might not be a whole lot to the movie. It felt very personal, and the performances are what make this movie definitely worth watching right now.
Definitely. And I don't think like you said, I don't think the film's like really groundbreaking at all, but I do feel like it gives me a different side of somebody who you think you know everything about.
So with Honey Boy, you can already watch it right now on Amazon Prime. That's how we watched it. Best way to help us out also, what do you know? It's by watching the movie through our Amazon affiliate link. You can see that in the description box below.
And go ahead, like, and comment on this video. Let us know what you thought of Honey Boy. And click that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to keep up with all our updates.
Drive-By Movies concluding this episode of Fresh Releases. Tune in next week for another new video.